In Costa Rica with my good pal Justin Berengia. He's also known as the MLM Jesus because he's here to save your downline from earning tiny little checks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is my buddy, and I know this is a bonus video because and just for a moment we're going to take you into the future together. While we're smoking. I'm kidding. All right, so Justin, though, here's what I'm going to start off this video with is talking with Justin because you've been making good money, you know what I mean, and you just had a breakthrough, you just had a story, and without getting into specifics or companies or anything like this, you've been online since 2008,
yeah.
Right? So you've been kind of consistent, plodding along, making UFO video here and there,
for like 5 years on the internet,
have a little plan, you go out, and then all of a sudden you go from 4,000 to 7,000 to last month you made I think 42,000.
Yeah, $42,162.
Now let me ask you a question: was it more work or was it less work to make more money?
It was the easiest work month I've ever had. Believe it or not, it sounds crazy, right? But that's the power of beliefs.
That's the power of beliefs. Now I met Justin for the first time 6 months ago or so. We talked on the phone because he lives in Costa Rica. I live in Costa Rica. Now he's actually moving because the end of the world is happening when?
3 days of darkness, December 21st through the 24th.
So it's not the end of the world, it's just a pole shift that's happening. Pole shift at the end of the world, we said we were going to talk about the future here, so we might as well. And so you're moving to Colombia, right, out of Costa Rica to Colombia. Why is that?
It's a safe zone, and it's a pretty badass culture, you know what I mean?
It's a safe zone, meaning what?
Meaning, as there's a pole shift, it's not going to be devastated like Central America will be underwater if that happens. So this is actually the only safe zone in all of Latin America is Colombia in the north. So
now, not only is him saying that some serious badassery, but here's what I want to do. Now, just here, kind of pull the camera over this way, just for a second. This is this guy's wife, and then here, just come back and just pull the camera back on this guy. Now, this man can sell. So, here's the thing that I want to point out is a lot of people believe the end of the world is going to happen this year, right? I mean, it's all over the internet. December 21st, pole shift, Nibiru's going to crash into Earth.
Edgar Cayce prophesized it. A lot of people that do remote viewing have seen it. Princess Nakamaru.
The universe actually told Jonathan Budd. That actually told him that the end of the world is happening. It did. It manifested it to him because Jonathan is in touch with the universe.
Definitely.
Right? But he's actually moving because he's got the ability to do whatever the hell he wants to do because he learned some of the concepts that I'm going to teach in this video. Right? So what was it that made you go? You've been online for years, right? What was it that made the snap to where all of a sudden the money started flowing for you?
There's a couple things. One of the things was events, the power of events, and just getting around people who are more successful than you. That's what I did, right? I went to an event. I usually don't go to events. You can't drag me out of the house, and you can ask my wife that. Just very inward to myself and not so much, to be honest, I'm not so much of a people's person. Maybe it looks like that on video, but I'm very quiet, reserved, and kept to myself. When I grew up, I was introverted. I didn't like talking to people. People asked me a question, I'd just make blah, blah, blah. I'd make noises with my mouth and run away. That's just how I was. So getting out and getting out of my comfort zone, actually meeting other people, it is life-changing. So that's something I encourage everybody to do. Surround yourself with people more successful than you if you want to become successful. It's the easiest way, shortcut to success, and I'm just a prime example of that. The other thing is the power of beliefs, believing in yourself. Most people fail because they believe it's hard. I started believing it was easy, you know what I mean? Dave Sharp talked about this, and basically success is 80% within. It's belief, and maybe only 20% technical. So once I realized that, I said I can create my own success. I just got to shift my mindset, and that's all I did. I shift my mindset, started believing it was easy, and guess what? MLM Jesus appeared and it became easy.
Well, the MLM Jesus saved his downline from destruction.
You actually are the MLM Jesus? Because here's a funny story. I was drowning in a waterfall, and there was a video of me actually drowning in a waterfall, so I feel like Lazarus, and he resurrected me because I was dying. I was like 30 seconds away from death. So I got another chance at life, and this time I'm going to live it to the fullest, and that's why I'm in Costa Rica, because life is short. We're not promised tomorrow. we need to live our dreams right now because we're not promised tomorrow. You know what I mean?
And I want to talk about this here for a second, because, you know, I promised I'd talk just a tad bit about traffic, just an itsy-bitsy amount. Now, I'll talk a little bit about some cool concepts on traffic, but, you know, the thing is that belief changes everything. It changes everything. And you can literally see somebody, the shift that happens when they first start believing that this is going to work. Whether it's internet marketing, whether it's network marketing, whether it's selling info product sales, the fact is that even if you know what to do, even if you know the exact step-by-step formula, even if you've got the magic webinar system, and even if you've got a DeLorean that when it goes 88.8 miles per hour and you get hit by a lightning bolt, you can travel into the future and know all things, even if you guys got all this stuff, if you don't believe it, you just won't work like you need to work in order to make it happen. You just won't do the required steps. And I saw him go through an instantaneous transformation. It was about a month and a half ago, and his videos, the energy in his videos, the way he projected his voice, and the way he talks, you guys notice this? When he's talking, he speaks with conviction, and it started about a month and a half ago. In one instant, your life can turn around. Here, kind of move the camera in here, and we're going to talk to her. Here, you can grab that. Now, this is Dee Varengia. Now, Dee Varengia is, you know, it's just, she's badass. You know what I'm saying? She's just one badass woman. Now,
and a hot ass woman himself.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, now I've seen you, Dee, and this is the thing that, you know, if you could talk about a little bit. I've seen you go through just kind of a personal transformation. Again, just not getting into specifics, company names, everything like that, generic audience, but you went through. I mean, I saw you on that conference call last night, and I wanted to join. You know what I'm saying? You start talking, and we're talking 2 months ago. I remember you were in my house, nervous, you know, when getting in a video with my, you know, in front of a video with my wife, and then I just saw you out there just speaking the truth to people. I mean, it's friggin' amazing. So, talk about the transformation. I mean, just this, what the heck just happened to you, and you know, what's happened in the last couple months for you?
Well, I think it really has started with the belief level. You know, I don't market and do the things and focus online like Justin does, so my whole basis was I need to support him. So, of course, you know, I was supportive. He's on the computer all day. Okay, I'll bring you your lunch. Okay, a call comes in. Okay, you know, we can have, go take a walk another time. And I just thought that was my basis of support. It wasn't until I went to the event that I realized that being a true support is actually having faith in them and not only supporting them by just being there and transforming the way you think. You know, something that Justin does that before we went to the event, I was like very annoyed by it. Whenever I was in a bad mood, you know, I'm a woman, I'm emotional, so whenever I'm like in a bad mood or if I'm just having a bad day or something like this, and maybe something happens and I'm just frustrated, Justin will not sit in the same room with me and market. And I didn't understand the basis of that, you know. He would be in the living room, I come in, I'm in a bad mood, and he's like, oh, gotta go to the bedroom. You know, I come into the bedroom, he's like, oh, gotta go to the office. And he literally would do this all the time, and I didn't get it.
You guys got a bigger vision, some clarity and everything.
Very much so. You know, until you're really able to help yourself and to really give yourself freedom, you can't expect to help anyone else give you that freedom or to help your family, your friends, and even people you don't know. There are many of you that maybe will never meet me, you'll never be able to talk to me or shake my hand, but because you have watched this video, you're like, wow, I feel like I know her. Or wow, I understand where she's coming from. Or wow, I can use that concept too. So I'm just very grateful that I'm in a position to where I was helped myself and that I can help others. It's a blessing for me.
Well, you know, and I want to talk about this just for a second, because a lot of times people hear stuff like that. They'll be like, okay, but tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got it. That belief is important, but, you know, teach me what to do. Teach me exactly the step-by-step strategy, and I'll do it. And the fact is, guys, is that there's been 10 million strategies in the last 2 years that you can all do, and there's been 18 of them that you've learned probably in the last day and a half that you could do, but you won't do what you need to do unless you believe in yourself, you believe it'll work, you believe it'll work for you, and you believe you're going to do it. And here's the difference, and this is the thing that I want to get across to you. Think about, you know, the job that you work at, or whatever it is you do full-time. You know, a lot of people, they're, you know, full-time at a job, and they're part-time marketers. They go to work, and they believe that if they show up, they're going to get, you know, $15 an hour, which honestly is weenie-ass horse shit. That's the truth, right? But they believe they're going to get a paycheck, and they get paid every Friday, right? And they just keep getting paid, so they keep showing up to work, right? They keep getting paid, so they keep showing up to work. They come here, right? and they don't believe it'll work, so they question everything they do. And I have people say, you know, Dave, I'm working my butt off, I'm sitting here, and I'm just typing away, and I'm doing all this work, and I'm not getting any results. And I say, okay, what have you actually done, right? And then they start rambling for a second, and they're like, well, I'm doing, I'm on the computer, and nothing. Right? And that's the truth. And the reason they're not doing anything is because they don't believe it'll work the same way, the way that they believe their job will work. Now, this business, regardless of whether it's info marketing, selling other people's products, selling a network marketing business, whatever it is, will pay you a heck of a lot more than a job, because this isn't tied to an hourly wage, but you've got to take action like your life depends on it. You got to go all in emotionally, you got to go all in mentally, you got to go all in spiritually. That's what I saw you do. And it's just amazing seeing you guys transform. And when you talk, I just want to pull out my credit card and give you $1,000 or $2. You know what I'm saying?
But it's something, you say that and we all laugh, and I can feel it within me, you know? It's not just a belief like, oh, I believe I can make money. Who cares about the money? It's a belief that I know I can do this for my family, for myself, for my future, really. Because if you're not willing to place the action today to get what you want, you can't expect it tomorrow. So when tomorrow comes, you're going to be like, oh, it's too late. I didn't do it. No, it's not too late. Just do what you got to do. Get your mind right. Think positive and just do it. Because everything else will come to you, you know, the steps and the how-tos. I mean, yeah, we can teach you a few things and show you everything that you need to know, but just like you said, if you don't believe it, it just won't work. So do what you gotta do to believe it and put yourself into positions where you can hang around people who also have the same belief and do the things that you have to do, no excuses, because no one's gonna do it for you. No one's gonna accept the excuses that you give them if you're not willing to place the action for yourself. It's for you and your family, it's for your own future, so you might as well put everything you have into it.
You gotta put all your heart and soul into it. So